Okay, start again. Okay, hello everyone. Good afternoon, all of you. And okay, today is the birthday of Mayor of Silicon Valley. And today we have the class on orthographic projections and projections of points. Now you can see, right?
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So drawings, the classification of drawings, you see. So there are many types of drawings like nature drawings. Normally, whoever are the painters or sketchers who are interested in drawing, they draw landscapes, scenery, etc. These are called nature drawings. And geographical drawings, like maps and all, they are called geographical drawings. And then botanical drawings, like drawing plants, flowers, etc. Then zoological drawings, like creatures, animals, etc. And there will be portraits like human faces, expressions, etc. Now we are interested in engineering drawing, which deals with projections of objects in two ways. One is orthographic projections. Two types: building related drawings and machine component drawings. So building related drawings, they are drawn by civil engineers. Machine component drawings, they are drawn by mechanical engineers or any other engineer, whoever comes across machine components. And so this is done in two ways, either building drawing or machine component drawing. We have orthographic projection and isometric projection. So we are going to deal with orthographic projection till almost the end of the semester. In the last chapter, we have isometric projection, where we will have all three dimensions seen in a single view. So like in the assignment, the last assignment, you have done the cube, okay? So cube we have drawn in 3D. That is isometric projection looks that way, where you see all the three dimensions like length, breadth, and depth, all of them in a single view. But orthographic projection, it's not like that. You can see only two dimensions in a view. And you will have different views like front view, top view, and side view. These are mechanical engineering terms. If you are drawing building drawing, there will be plan and elevation. Plan means top view, elevation means front view. So you know that is, suppose if you want to build a house, you will be going to an architect and he will draw the plan of the building. That is the top view of the building. So elevation means like when a theater or a mall comes going to come, so they will give the front view of the building for advertisement. Or sometimes they will give isometric also, so that you will have the complete overall view of the building, how it looks like. So plan means top view, elevation means front view. Okay, so we use front view, top view, and side view for our terminology because I am a mechanical engineer and I am teaching it. So these are the 2D type of drawings. So if you see the front view, you will see only two dimensions. I will not see the depth of it. Okay, so how much behind it, I will not know. If I see the top view, I will not see the elevation. Okay, if I want to see all the three dimensions, at least two views are needed. Sometimes two views will not give the complete idea, right? I need additional views to have some more details. At that time, we use what are called as side views. Okay, so this is the way we do orthographic projection. So we are going to discuss orthographic projection. So it is a technical drawing in which different views of an object are projected on different reference planes, observing perpendicular to respective reference plane. Okay, so why we call it orthographic projection is when we see the object, we saw perpendicular to the reference plane. We will have a plane, right, like a mirror. Okay, and I keep an object in between, and I stand this side, and when I see the object, I see the reflection of that in the on the reference plane. Okay, so I see perpendicular. So why I can see, because my rays go, it intercepts the object, and the rays continue to the plane or the mirror. There I will see the image. So these rays are perpendicular to the reference plane. That's why it is called as orthographic projection. So what are the planes? Different reference planes are there. Okay, one is horizontal plane, we call it as HP, and another is vertical plane or frontal plane, which is called as VP, and another is side plane or profile plane, which is called as PP. There are three. So it's just like a room. right? So if you are seeing the ceiling or the floor, right, they are horizontal planes. And the plane before you or behind you, they can be called as vertical planes. Okay, and the planes on the sides, which are perpendicular to horizontal plane and vertical plane, they are called profile planes. Okay, so you can call profile planes as vertical plane and vertical plane as profile plane. It doesn't matter, right? So it depends on how you look at it. When you want to see the front view, I see perpendicular to the vertical plane. There I get the front view. On the principal planes, I get the side view. Okay, so based on which view you are looking at, so we can name those planes as vertical plane and profile plane. Any question you ask me, you interrupt me any number of times, I repeat any number of times, but once I go through the slide, it must be very clear to you, right? This the terminology is everything we follow till the end of the semester, right? You have to be clear about everything what I am talking. Okay. And different views are front view, top view, and side view. And front view is view projected on vertical plane. Top view is view projected on horizontal plane. And side view is view projected on profile plane. Okay, so important terms of orthographic projection are planes, pattern of planes, and pattern of views, and method of drawing orthographic projection. Okay, these are the planes and these are the views. You have to be clear about that. Okay, now we will see the planes. Okay, the horizontal plane and vertical plane are called principal planes, like this. Okay, vertical plane and horizontal plane. And there are some more planes other than vertical plane, horizontal plane, and principal planes. There can any plane perpendicular to vertical plane and perpendicular to horizontal plane may be there. Some more planes also are possible. So there are called auxiliary vertical plane. Vertical plane means perpendicular to HP, but it can be at any angle to the actual vertical plane. Only one of them I assume as vertical plane, like this. You can see this is VP and HP. There can be another plane which is perpendicular to HP but inclined to VP. This is called auxiliary vertical plane. And similarly, there can be any plane perpendicular to vertical plane but inclined to horizontal plane at an angle. We don't call it as auxiliary horizontal plane because horizontal plane is horizontal plane. There is nothing else. It is inclined. So we call it as auxiliary inclined plane, which is at some angle with the HP, and this is called auxiliary inclined plane. Okay, so auxiliary vertical plane and auxiliary inclined plane. Again, I repeat, auxiliary vertical plane is a plane perpendicular to HP but inclined to VP. Auxiliary inclined plane is a plane perpendicular to VP but inclined to HP. Principal plane or profile plane, profile plane is perpendicular to both HP and VP, which I already told you, right? Okay, this is this. This can be at this end or here, anywhere. As I told, if you consider like a room, these side planes are also profile planes only. Okay, these are the different planes we consider. Okay, like this. So profile plane. There can be another plane on this side, which is also a profile plane. So if I see from this side, the view falls on here. And if I see from that other side, the view falls on another principal plane or profile plane here. Okay, so this is the way planes will be. Okay, I will draw in a thing like this. Okay, so these are in 3D, I can see. So these are planes. Okay, this is vertical plane. This is horizontal plane. Okay, so profile plane perpendicular to these two. Okay, so that I will draw later. First, I will explain this. And so here, if you have a 2D like a 2D plane, normally a 2D plane is divided into 4 quadrants by 2 axes. So one we call it as x-axis, another we call it as y-axis. Okay, so any point on the plane is described by xy coordinates. Okay, any point on the whole plane, right? Any point here can be represented by x and y coordinates. So in this way, it is a 2D plane divided by 2 one-dimensional lines. And in the same way, a 3D space is divided into 4 quadrants by 2 planes, 2-dimensional planes. So like this, horizontal plane and vertical plane. So here this is called as first quadrant. And this is second quadrant. And this is third quadrant. This is fourth quadrant, just like your graph sheet divided into 4 quadrants. Okay. Okay, there is this is a pictorial setup of all 3 planes. Arrow direction is normal to the normal way of observing the object, but in this direction only VP and a view on it can be seen. Okay, whatever it is. So when you always an observer either stands here or stands at the top. Okay, so he can see this way or he can see down. So if an object is kept here, so the rays go from the person and they fall onto this plane, and an image is fall on the vertical plane. Okay, so this is object and he is observer, right? These are planes, principal planes or reference planes. And the intersection of these 2 planes is called reference line, xy. Xy is reference line. Okay, so and the view that falls on the VP is called the front view. So if I see from the top, so these rays fall here and it forms its view here, and this is called top view. Okay, so I will have front view and top view. Front view on the VP and the top view on the HP. Okay, so observer is seeing from the right or from the top. Okay, and now these views are to be drawn on a sheet. How can we draw it? Because they are in 2 perpendicular planes. I want to make this into a single plane. So what people have chosen is they have turned the horizontal plane by 90 degrees in clockwise direction. Okay, in clockwise direction, it is turned by 90 degrees. Then what happens? This top view comes down and joins with this. And so here, if I do like this, I will have XY here. And above this, I will have front view. And below this, I will get top view. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And when you keep the object in the first quadrant, the type of projection is called as first angle projection.
Sir?
In the first angle, yes.
Could you explain that one more time?
Yes?
You explain that one more time, sir. The turning of the horizontal.
Okay. So I am getting front view above XY and top view in front of XY. And these 2 are in 2 different planes which cannot be drawn on a drawing sheet. So if I want to draw a drawing sheet, one of the plane, horizontal plane or vertical plane, is to be rotated by 90 degrees so that they both coincide with each other. Okay, so now what I prefer is I rotate horizontal plane by 90 degrees and it coincides with the vertical plane. So what happens? So this top view comes down like this here. Is it clear? And so now this vertical plane becomes the sheet on which I have XY in between, and above the XY I have front view, and below XY a top view.
So it is just a representation of the horizontal plane and the vertical plane. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want the views to be drawn on the drawing sheet for an object, different views to see its dimensions and details. Okay.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay. So now I am keeping the object in the first quadrant, and by observing it, the views come onto the vertical plane is front view, and on the horizontal plane is top view, but they are in two different perpendicular planes which cannot be drawn on a drawing sheet which is of 2D. I want to make it 2D. So I rotate one of the plane 90 degrees and coincide with the other plane. So now here I am turning horizontal plane by 90 degrees and coinciding with the vertical plane. Now whatever is there on the horizontal plane, it comes down below XY. So I get a single drawing sheet. That vertical plane, if you keep it on the table, it becomes like a drawing sheet. And in center, I have XY line, and above it, I have front view, and below it, I have top view.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is the way I get. Okay, now why should I keep in the first quadrant? I can keep in the second quadrant, third quadrant, or fourth quadrant. Okay, so if I keep in the second, now here I will write first quadrant. If I keep it, front view above XY and top view below XY. Okay, this is the way I get. Am I right? Okay.
Sir.
Now, if I keep the object in the second quadrant, okay, now I am standing here only. My place is not changed. So I don't see the object. If I want to see it, I have to assume vertical plane as transparent. Okay. So if it is transparent, and again, the rays will go straight like this, and you will get the same view. You will not, front view will not be changed. Front view will be same. But if I stand at the top and if I see, so I get the top view here. Am I right? Now, again, front view and top view are two different perpendicular planes. Now, if I rotate again 90 degrees clockwise, so what happens now? If I rotate HP 90 degrees clockwise, what happens to front view and top view?
The top view
They
reverses.
coincides.
Yeah, they overlap. Front view and top view overlap because both
Yes.
comes above XY. Okay, so
Sir,
here
if you rotate anti-clockwise, then
no, it is that convention we follow, right? I have to rotate it 90 degrees. You can rotate VP or HP or clockwise 90 or anti-clockwise 90. Anyway, you can rotate, but we keep a convention that horizontal plane is to be rotated 90 degrees by clockwise. Okay.
And sir, is there any rule that front view should be on the top and top view should be on the down?
We will see. That's what we will discuss. Now, if it is kept in the second quadrant, what happens? Front view comes above XY. Top view, which is behind, actually, when you rotate it, it also comes above XY. And both front view and top view above XY. So what happens? Both will overlap each other, and I cannot see which is front view, which is top view, which is this detail, which is that detail. So
Yes.
that's why we never keep object in the second quadrant. Okay. Second angle projection is rule. Okay, now what happens if I keep it in the third quadrant? Again, my position will be same. Again, I am on the right side and I am seeing it. So I have to assume the VP to be transparent. Okay. So again, if I draw projection and the same here, I will get the front view. I get the front view below XY. What happens to top view? Again, I stand here only on the top. And if I want to look at it, again, I have to assume HP to be transparent. And I get the view here. So top view comes on this here, and front view comes here. So again, I rotate it clockwise 90 degrees. So what happens? XY will be at the center, and front view is below XY, and top view goes above. Is it clear?
Yes.
I will get like this. That is top view above XY, front view below XY. This is third angle projection. So here also there is no problem. There is no overlapping. Okay. If I keep it in the fourth quadrant, okay. If I keep in the fourth quadrant, the object, Okay, so what happens here? Also here, the front view comes here, right? If I see from here, front view comes here, and top view comes here. And when I rotate 90 degrees, top view and front view again coincide with each other, but below XY. Okay, so front view and top view below XY. Any doubts? Is it clear?
So, sir, if the front view is on top of the XY and the top view is the bottom, then I know it's in the first quadrant. And if it is the opposite, then it's in
So
third.
based on the front view and top view, you can tell in which quadrant the object is kept. Okay, so if front view is above XY and top view below XY, the object is kept in the first quadrant. If top view is above XY and front view below XY, the object is kept in the second quadrant, the third quadrant. If both are overlapping and coming above XY, it is second quadrant. If both are overlapping and coming below XY, it is fourth quadrant. Am I clear? So second quadrant and fourth quadrant, they overlap with each other, and which will not give me clarity about the object. And so it is not used to be kept in the second or fourth quadrant. We prefer first quadrant or third quadrant. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, the conventions have been changed in last few decades. And when we have drawn it first angle projection. And our seniors have drawn third angle projection, right? And in between after I joined in teaching, I used again third angle projection. And now for you people, we are doing first angle projection. Like that, conventions have been changed because there are some variations. People feel comfortable. Some people feel comfortable in the first angle, and some people feel comfortable in third angle. Still in America, they still follow third angle projection. We are following first angle projection. We will see in detail about these things, right? Okay, HP is rotated 90 degrees. Now, actually, it is like here. This is rotated by 90 degrees so that these two come onto the same plane. Now, profile plane, this also is to be in the same this. So I have to rotate this 90 degrees in this direction, like that, so that I get these like this. Okay, so front view, top view, and left side view, like this. Okay, so this is XY. And okay, this is the way it comes when it is in the first angle projection. So front view above XY, top view below XY, and left side view come to the right side of the front view. Okay, this you have to be clear. Front view come to the right side of the front view. But left side view comes to the right side of the front view. And if I see from this side, the front view, the right side view comes onto the left side of the front view. Okay. This is first angle projection. So we can do first angle projection method or third angle projection method. Here views are drawn by placing object in the first quadrant. So front view above XY, top view below XY. Here views are drawn by placing object in the third quadrant, top view above XY, and front view below XY. And symbolic presentation of both methods with an object standing on HP and its base. Okay, this is like this. If a frustum of a cone, if a frustum of a cone is kept on HP, right, and the front view comes here and top view, if I see from the top, I'm going to get like this. Okay, and if it is third angle projection, the front view comes here, right, and by seeing from the top, I get this circle and this circle here on the top view. So the thing a little bit different is here top view comes at the top, but here top view comes at the bottom. Okay, that is one thing different in third angle and first angle. We will again discuss in detail somehow. And in the first angle projection, horizontal plane is horizontal plane only. But in the third angle projection, horizontal, that is this plane is called the ground line. Okay. So here if I just, so here in the first angle projection, this HP is the plane on which I am keeping the object. Okay. I can keep an object there. But here for third angle projection, where should I keep the object? I don't have anything. So I take this as ground. So whenever I draw third angle projection, not only XY will be there, and below this here, there will be GL, ground line. So third angle projection should show this ground line. First angle projection, I need not show that. Okay. So like this, you have to show ground line here for third angle projection. Okay, first angle projection. In this method, the object is assumed to be situated in first quadrant, means above HP and in front of VP. That is, object is in between observer and the plane. Okay, that's what. Here, I need not assume reference planes to be transparent. I see the object. Object is in between observer and the reference plane. And front view above XY, top view below XY. Right side comes left side view. Left side comes right side view. Okay, so that is the way it happens. You can see here. So for front view, I am seeing like this, and the image comes here. And for top view, I see like this, and here it comes. And for the side view, I get like that on the principal plane. So here, if I join all of them, they are in different planes, and principal plane, I turn this. Now you can see this is for side view, I am seeing from the left side. From the left side, I am seeing, and the image is coming on the right side. And when I rotate the principal profile plane to that side, I come onto the left side view comes onto the right side. Is that clear? And this top view, which is coming here, it is rotated and it comes to the bottom. So top view comes below, right side comes, right view come, left side view comes onto the right side, left side view, right side view comes onto the left side. Okay, so this is first angle projection. And when you see the third angle projection, and for top view, I have to assume this plane to be transparent, and when I am seeing it, image comes here. Okay, and VP also, I am standing here. Again, I have to assume this VP to be transparent, and image falls here. Thank you. And if I stand here again, wherever I am seeing it, view comes onto the same side. Okay, like this. So reference plane is in between observer and the object. Reference plane is in between observer and the object. Okay. And so here, when you are rotating, this plane will be rotated to the top like this. So top view comes above and front view is below, and this is XY. And when this is rotated, so whatever I am seeing from the left side, it comes to the left side only, to the front view. Okay, so front view is fixed, and this I am rotating to the top, and this I am rotating to the left, and I am getting this way. XY line here, top view, front view, left side view. Okay, so that is the way I get.
Sir,
Yes.
Where will we be using this? Could you give an example, sir?
Yeah, just sure. Okay, so for machine elements, so whatever element I want to produce, right, I have to draw different views and give it to the producer or the manufacturer or the fabricator. There, that fellow, he also has to know the language. If I am communicating through the language of drawing, he also should study the drawing. Then he can understand by seeing the object, what could be the dimensions, what are the shapes I have drawn, and he can understand, he can produce. Okay, so that is where it is used. The object is observed in 3 directions. The directions should be normal to the respective planes. And now project 3 different views on those planes. These views are front view, top view, and side view. Front view is a view projected on vertical plane, top view is a view projected on horizontal plane, and side view is a view projected on the profile plane. First, study the concept of first angle and third angle projection methods. Okay, same thing again repeated here. So here you can see one particular object is taken like this, a staircase like this, a small arc steps. It is a machine element actually, it's not a real staircase. Okay. So for front view, I am seeing like this. Okay, sometimes people, you can say seeing from this side as front view or seeing from this side as front view. It depends on where I see more details or where the length is more. Okay, so that side we call it as front view in general. So if I see from this side, I am getting the front view here because object is in between, reference plane is this side. I see the object. Okay, so this is first angle projection. And for top view, I see I stand there, I look at it, and I get this top view here. And for side view, I see from this side, and I get the thing there. And I have to draw this onto a single drawing sheet like this, XY line, and I get this front view here and top view below XY. And so each point the projection should be on the same line, okay, like this. And side view, if I project all these things onto this side, I'm going to get the side view. Okay, this is the way I have to draw the orthographic projection for this particular object. Okay, this is called as first angle projection. And the object is in between, and observer here, 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 and the reference plane is the other side. Okay. And if it is third angle projection, okay, that is not drawn there. Okay. So the difference between first angle and third angle, the object is kept in the first quadrant. Here the object is kept in the third quadrant. Here the object lies between the observer and the plane of projection. Here plane of projection lies between the observer and the object. That's why plane of projection is assumed to be non-transparent, but here plane of projection is assumed to be transparent. In this method, when the views are drawn in their relative positions, top view comes below the front view. The view of the object is observed from the left side is drawn on the right side. In this method, when the views are drawn in their relative positions, the top view comes above the front view and left-hand side view comes onto the left-hand side of the front view. And this method of projection is now recommended by the Bureau of Indian Standards from 1991. Okay, so now we are drawing in the first angle projection. And third angle projection is a projection used in USA and all other, also in some other countries. Okay. And the symbolic figures, actually, I didn't show you, I will show you this. Okay, so this is the nameplate. So there is a complete drawing sheet, big drawing sheet. On the left-hand side corner, down bottom corner, I have to draw this. And if you are in the campus, when you purchase from the cooperative stores, you will get this printed, okay, on the drawing sheet. If it is not printed, actually, we have to draw this figure. Okay, National Institute of Technology, Warangal, and here title. So actually, the lines are not seen. See, there will be guidelines here. Within the guidelines, it is drawn touching both the lines. And some exam, and name Vishal Kumar, and scale 1:1, and date 26/4/18, and sheet number 1, and roll number. Normally we insist to write the roll number with pen. Only this we write with pen, and everything with the pencil only. Okay, and section B, sheet number 1. And here in the projection, to indicate it is first angle projection, I have to draw this symbol. This is symbolic representation of first angle projection. If I draw this on this side, that is becomes third angle projection, because left side view comes onto the left side for third angle, left side view comes onto the right side here. So if I see from this side only, I can see both the circles. If I see from this side, I can see both the circles, and that left side view comes onto the right side, and this indicates that it is right angle projection. If I see from this side, I see only one circle. This circle will not be seen, it must be dotted. Okay, so that you have to understand. So if I want to see both the circles, I have to see only from this side. That is, left side view only will have both visible circles. And if I am drawing that on the right side, it is first angle projection. If these two circles are drawn this side, that becomes third angle projection. Okay, so that is the symbolic representation. Here, this is the first angle projection, and this is third angle projection. So here front view, this is front view for both, and left hand side view is drawn on the right side, and it is drawn on the left side itself. Okay, so here you can see, if it is in the first angle, I am seeing from this side, this is the front view, and this is the side view. Okay, and this
Here
is, yes.
Here the top view is not mentioned. Is there a reason?
No, it is not, because by seeing these two, I can understand. Okay, it is not to know the complete object. It is just to indicate whether it is first angle or third angle. And if it is drawn front view and top view, I have to draw, it takes more vertical space. I want to draw it just like here, a simple thing. If I want to draw in a vertical space, it takes more space. It's not convenient, because it is to be drawn like this on a drawing sheet. Only front view and side view are drawn. Okay, so some two views are to be drawn to understand which is first angle or third angle. And another thing is, so for this, both top view and front view will be same. Am I clear? You don't see circles either in the top view or in the front view.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir.
so that's why. Yes.
Sir, but the object should be placed on a horizontal plane, no, sir?
No, it is not compulsory, right? It is not compulsory. Okay, it doesn't matter. It can be anywhere within the space. Okay, it need not be kept on the ground
Okay.
or on the HP. Okay, it need not be kept. Yeah, when we do the problems, you can see we do problems when it is not. It is like hanging in between. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that is the symbolic representation. So if I want to draw all the 6 views in the first angle and third angle, you can see how it looks like. Okay, so this is first angle projection. This is third angle projection. This is third angle projection. So you can see the top view comes here, bottom view comes there. Now, normally we don't draw it, okay? But if you want to draw all the 6 views, right, it comes like this: front view here, top view below, bottom view above, and left side view on the right side view on the left side, and back view comes here. Okay, but when we are drawing third angle, top view comes top, bottom view comes bottom, left side view comes left side, right side view comes right side. Okay, so that is third angle. Okay, this is the way if I have to draw all the 6 views, it comes like this. Okay, now we will go to the projections of points. To draw projections of any object, one must have the following information. We have to know the object with its description well defined, and we have to have the observer always observing perpendicular to respective reference plane, and we have to know the location of object, means its position with respect to HP and VP. Normally with respect to HP means we will say whether it is above HP or below HP. With respect to vertical plane means it can be in front of or behind. Okay, so this is the terminology we use: above HP or below HP, in front of VP or behind VP. And form 4 quadrants. Objects can be placed in any one of these 4 quadrants. And so as I told in the first first video, so I want to finally project a 3-dimensional object on a 2-dimensional plane. That is a solid, a 3-dimensional object is to be represented. And we always cannot go to the complex one, jump into that, okay? So first, to understand 3-dimensional object, I have to understand how to project a 2-dimensional object. What is a 2-dimensional object? Means plane. Okay, I have to understand how to project planes before going to solids. And to understand the projection of a two-dimensional plane, I have to understand how to represent a one-dimensional object. What is one-dimensional object?
Line.
Line. Okay, so I
Line.
have to know how to project straight lines. But before going to project one-dimensional object, I have to know how to represent a zero-dimensional object. Okay, that is point.
Point.
Right, point. So first we will learn how to project points, then lines, then planes, then solids, then complex solids. Like that we go from simple to complex gradually. Okay, so that's what we are going to do. Okay, so I will go to my explanation before going to that. Okay, now we are going to do projections of points. And in the projections of points, we have to do the problems when the point can be anywhere. The point can be anywhere, first, second, third, or fourth. But when you go to the planes, solids, and all, there will be only first angle projection we are going to study. But here, when we are doing projections of points, the point can be anywhere in all the four quadrants. Okay. Okay. Now we'll see again. I draw like this. So this is X1. Okay. And so the point can be anywhere, right? So the point can be with respect to HP, it can be above HP.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, should we make notes of these so as to have them handy, or
No, everything will be there in your handy, but don't worry, right? You understand, right?
yes,
You
yes.
seeing there, writing here, and listening, everything is a bit difficult to do, unlike
Yes.
classroom. Okay, classroom it is
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Not I will send everything, even these whatever I am drawing also I will send. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, when I want to describe an object its position with respect to HP, I will say the point is above HP or below HP. And with respect to VP, I say in front of VP or behind VP. Okay. So here, suppose first angle projection, suppose if I take, the point is, you tell me with respect to HP first and then VP. Where is the point? If it is in the first quadrant,
Above HP.
above HP,
In front
In
VP.
front of VP.
in front of VP. And if it is second quadrant,
Behind VP and above HP.
first HP, okay, above HP, and
Behind VP.
yeah, right. And third angle,
Below HP,
yeah, below HP,
behind
behind
VP.
VP. Okay. And fourth quadrant,
Below HP,
Below HP.
below HP,
In front of VP.
in front of VP.
In front of VP.
Okay. So if I know the position of point with respect to HP and VP, I can say in which quadrant it is. Or if I know which quadrant it is, I can know its position with respect to HP and VP. Okay. If I say it is in the second quadrant, immediately you can say it is above HP, behind VP. If it is a third quadrant, below HP and behind VP, like that you can tell. Okay. If I say the point is above HP and in front of VP, it is first quadrant. Like that you can say either this way or that way. Okay. You know its position. Okay. Now the objects are points, right? So these points are capital letters A, B, C, D, etc. And I have to represent the top views and front views. They are also points, right? So top views are respective small letters. They are represented by small letters. So top view of capital A is small a. Top view of capital B is small b, like that. If I want to represent front views, I put A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, like that. So a dash on the small letter represents the front view of the object, and side views double dash. Okay, A2 prime, B2 prime, C2 prime, D2 prime, like that. Okay, this is the representation of object, top view, front view, and side view of the objects are the points. Okay, so this is the representation. Okay, now if a point is suppose A, it is in the first quadrant. If a point is in the first quadrant, where will be its top view and where will be its front view? Above
Top view,
HP,
horizontal.
I want above XY, below XY. Okay, I want that. Okay, so if it is
Top view
here,
below XY.
okay. First you tell me front view. Okay, front view, if I am seeing like this, it comes above XY. Front view which comes here, it turns down. So top view
Below XY.
below XY. Here I write front view above. Okay, you already discussed about it, right? Below XY. So here front view and top view above XY. Here top view above XY and front view below XY. Here front view and top view below XY. Okay, good. So here now what I do is, and in general in the problems, you will be given the position of the point with respect to HP and VP, right? And you will be asked to draw the top view and front view. Okay, so it will be given, it is 50 mm above HP and 20 mm behind VP or in front of VP. Like that, you will be given the position of the point with respect to HP and VP. And I have to find out the position of the front view and top view relative to XY. I have to know whether it is above or below XY. Okay. So now I will ask you, right? If a point is above HP, okay. Now you tell me, if it is above HP, can I be sure of its front view or top view, whether it is below XY or above XY?
Front view above XY.
No, sir. It depends on quadrant.
The front view will be above the
I don't know the quadrant. It is given a point is above HP. Okay. Can I tell anything about front view or top view? It definitely above XY or below XY.
Front view will be above.
Front view is above.
Okay.
Front
So
view above
it is either in the first quadrant or second quadrant, right? So what is common here? You can see that
Front
here
view
front view above
above.
XY and front view above XY. So if a point is above HP, either this side or this side, because I am seeing from this side, it is always above XY. Definitely front view above XY. Am I right? A point above HP means its front view above. This is very important throughout the semester. I will ask again and again and again. A point above HP, its front view above XY. Is it okay? You remember this. You understand this first and remember this. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
And so this can be below HP. If a point is below HP, what you can be sure of?
Front view below.
Front view
below XY.
So in these two, which is common, front view below XY, because the point is below, its front view will be below XY only. Front view below XY. If a point is on the HP, what happens?
It's on
Front view on the XY.
Front view on the XY, whether it point is here or here, the image falls here onto the XY. Okay, so front view on the XY, right? So with respect to HP, if I know, I can be sure of its front view. If I am given front view above XY, above HP, sorry, a point above HP, front view above XY. A point below HP, front view below XY. A point on the HP, front view on the XY. If I am sure of the position of the point with respect to HP, I am sure about the position of the front view. Okay. So the data related to HP goes to front view. Okay. Now I want to ask you, what happens if the point is in front of VP? What can I say?
Top view below.
Yeah, top view below XY. You can see this quadrant, this quadrant. So common is top view below XY, because whenever it is in front, the image comes onto the front of the XY, which is turned down, and always it goes below. So top view below XY. A point in front of VP means top view below XY. Okay. So a point behind VP.
Below XY. Above XY.
Behind means third quadrant or fourth quadrant. And what is common here? Top view. Here also
Above
top view above XY, top view above XY, because top view falls here, which turns up. Okay, top view above XY. Behind means above. Okay, in front of means below. Okay, now on the VP, a point on the VP, either here or here, the image falls onto the XY. Top view on XY. Okay, and a point both on HP and VP. That is, where is the point?
XY.
On XY.
On XY.
So what happens to its top view or front view?
They coincide.
They coincide and will be on
XY.
XY.
XY. So front view and top view on XY. Right? So this, you have to be very clear. Okay, when you see the data, a point above HP, front view above XY. A point in front of VP, top view below XY. Like that, anything I should be immediately understand. For every data that is given in the problem, immediately I have to interpret what it means, what I can conclude from that, what I get from that in the solution. Okay, so this should be very clear. Is it everything is okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and understand the information related to HP will go to front view. The information related to VP goes to top view. Am I right? In front
Yes,
of
sir.
VP means I can talk about top view only. In front of VP or behind VP, I can talk about top view below XY or above XY. And above HP or below HP, I can tell about front view, whether it is above XY or below XY. Okay, so this must be clear. And it is not enough. I have to know the distances, right? I have to, when you draw, I have to know how much above, how much below, how much in front of, how much behind. If I know, I can draw the front view or top view with respect to XY. So I will see how the information goes. Okay. Okay, suppose a point is here. Okay, and so its observer is here. So this comes somewhere is A dash. Okay, and so this falls A. And if I draw a parallel line here, actually it comes to XY here. And so this comes like this. So this is XY. And so you will be given the height from HP, that is, this will be given to you. So it is so much, maybe I can put X, I will put X. How much above HP? Okay, so that is this. And how much is in front of VP? Okay, I'll above HP, I will put H here. Okay, and this is how much in front of VP, I will put V here. Okay, and after getting, this is A dash, and this A comes down like this below this. Okay, and I want actually to draw here. This line is called the projector. Line joining front view and top view perpendicular to XY is called projector. Projector means line joining front view and top view perpendicular to xy. Okay. And so another thing you have to understand is the projector is always perpendicular to xy. Projector is always perpendicular to xy. Am I clear? Any statement, if you don't understand, you ask me. Okay, this is xy. And this perpendicular line is projector of A. Okay, so I have to A dash, it comes here and A comes here, right? And I have to know how much distance is A dash and A from H and V. Okay, so what is the distance of A dash above xy?
H.
H. This is H. And what is the distance of A from xy?
V.
V. So this is V. So this is V, and so this is rotated. So this is V, and this is V, and this is H. So from here, what I can make is the distance of the point from HP is equal to the distance of, tell me,
Front view.
front view from
XY.
xy. Similarly, distance of the point from VP is equal to the distance of the top view from.
XY.
So here also you can see the distance of HP from HP goes to front view, and the distance of the point from the VP goes to top view. Okay, so the data related to HP goes to front view, the data related to top view, VP goes to top view. Is that clear? This must be clear. Once you clear, we can just solve the problems just like that.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. It's clear.
Okay, so whenever we start the problem, we have to draw XY line. Okay, so you will be given the data about one point. I have to draw the projections of the point. So just a point means you draw a line. This is the projector of the point. Okay, so it will be given 50 above HP. Okay, so front view is 50 above XY, and 20 in front of VP. Okay, means 20 top view, 20 below XY. Like that, I have to interpret whatever data is given. Okay, so shall we solve the problems?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, whatever information is there here. Following notation should be followed while naming the differentials. Top view, small a, front view, A dash, and side view, A double dash. Actual physical point is capital A. If it is line, line is AB, and top view, small ab, front view, A dash, B dash, side view, A double dash, B double dash. And same system of notations should be followed in case of numbers also, 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, like that. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. So if I observe from the left side, this XY completely become a single point. Okay, so HP and VP becomes lines, just like your graph sheet like thing it will become. If a point is in the first quadrant, so you can see A dash will come there, and the small a comes here, and this is rotated, and small a comes below. Second quadrant, A dash comes above, A comes this side, which is turned above. Okay, so both will come above. In third quadrant, front view comes below, and top view, which will be turned up. Okay, above. Fourth quadrant, front view is below, and top view, it comes there and turned down. Okay, so both comes below. So front view and the top view of a point always lie in the same vertical line, as I told, the vertical line. Front view of a point P is represented by P dash. It shows the position of the point with respect to HP. If a point lies above HP, P dash front view lies above XY line. If a point lies in the HP, P dash lies on the XY line. If a point lies below HP, P dash lies below XY line. So top view of a point P is represented by small p. It shows position of the point with respect to VP. And if the point lies in the VP, P lies on XY. And if it is in front of VP, it is below XY line. And behind VP, it is something wrong, right? Behind VP, it must be above XY line. There is a mistake here. So which I called, see all the three situations. Okay. The point above HP in front of VP, and it comes, the projection comes like this, A dash above, A below. And a point A above HP and in the VP. So in the VP means top view comes on the XY, and because above HP, front view comes above. And a point A in the HP in front of VP. In the HP means front view will be on the XY, and because it is in front of VP, top view comes below XY. Okay, now we will solve the problems. Okay. Draw the projections of the following points on the same ground line, keeping the projectors 25 mm apart. Okay, that's what it is given. This is problem 1. It is in the exercise 9. If you go to the exercise of the ND Bhatt, it is given in the problems. We are solving the problems in the exercise. This will be your second assignment. So you be clear about what you are going to do. Okay. So a point is given, A in the HP and 20 mm behind VP. Okay. So HP means it goes to front view. The radiation goes to, information goes to front view. In the HP means
On the XY.
On the axis.
which one? Front view on XY. You have to tell like that, front view on XY. And 20 mm behind VP. So it is about top view. Behind means it goes above, right?
Above XY.
Above XY. So top view 20 above XY. Okay. So immediately I should understand A dash on XY, A 20 above XY. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So when I want to solve the problem, I have to draw XY line. I have to draw the projector. So A dash is on XY. So this is A dash. And A 20 above XY. So 20 above, I have to put A. And what I have to do is I have to show the dimensions, right? I can show on the left side or right side. Okay. So draw, you leave 1 mm gap and draw line, and some 10 mm line you can draw. And at a distance of 8 mm, you have to draw the dimension line with arrowheads, and you have to write 20 here like this. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the way you have to represent the projection of A. And B is 40 above HP, means
Front view above XY.
which one?
Front
B
view.
dash. I have to tell B dash. Tell B or B dash. B dash 40 above XY.
It lies in Q4, sir.
We don't bother about in which quadrant it is. If it is asked, you have to tell. I have to draw the projections. The question is draw the projections of the following points. So I have to know for B, B dash and B, the positions of B dash and B with respect to XY. Is it okay? So B
Sir.
40 above HP means how to calculate that? I have to know about front view. Okay, I know about front view. Above HP means above XY. What is the distance? 40. So B dash 40 above XY. and 25 in front of VP means
V will be below
D
XY.
25 below X.
Below X.
So he
Sir.
asked me to draw on the same ground line. Ground line means actually XY here. For the same reference line, I have to draw some more points also I'm going to get. And so this is for point A. And leave 25 mm behind between projection. Okay. So 25 mm you have to leave. Okay. This is B, C, D, E, F like this. Okay. So first already I have put A dash here and A here. And for B, B dash 40 above. So I have to put B dash here and B 25 below. So B here. So I have to show both the dimensions. So I have to write 40 here and 25 here. Okay. I am drawing roughly, but you have to draw in neat way. And here, what are the objects? Objects are points. So only points are to be dark. All other lines must be light. Only XY line, this is medium dark, medium thickness. All other lines are light lines only. Okay. Dimension lines and everything. And letters should be dark and numbers should be dark. Okay. So that is the way you have to go about it. Okay. So B is over. I go to C. So what is given? C in the VP and 40 above HP. C in the VP means. So what can I say about
Top view on XY.
top view on XY? So small c on XY. And 40 above HP.
Front view above,
Front
sorry,
view below
C,
XY.
C
40 below XY.
C dash 40
dash
above
dash.
XY. C dash 40 above XY. Right? Like this. Am I right?
Yes.
okay.
Okay, then point D. D 25 below HP and 25 behind VP.
E dash will be 25 millimeters above above the XY line.
D dash means HP relation you have to see. Okay. So 25 below HP. Below HP means below XY. So D dash below XY, 25. Am I right? A point below HP, front view below XY. So D dash below XY. What is the distance? 25.
25.
So 25 below is D dash. And the D 25 behind VP.
above.
Behind means
Above XY.
above XY. So small d 25 above XY will get. So this is 25 and this is 25. Like that. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
And E 15 above HP and 50 behind VP. 15 above HP means
The top view is
no HP means
front view. Front view.
front
Yes,
view.
front view is 15 above XY.
Front view 15 above XY. That is E dash 15 above XY. E
Top
dash
view 50 mm
15
above XY.
and top view E
50 above XY.
behind. Okay,
Mm above
50
XY.
So 50 above, right? So E is above like that. So here, when I get like this, so suppose I'm getting one at 15 height and another at 50 height. E dash here, E here. Both dimensions onto the one side only I have to show, right? So if you remember dimensions, small dimension should be first, large dimension should be later if I want to show on the same side. Or you can show one on one side, another on the another side. Okay. So if I show like this is 15 and 20 should be here, right? Sorry, 50. I have to show like this. Or I can show 50 this side. Any one side you can show. So 50 this. Okay. And so when you are drawing the dimension line to the left side, I can put 8 mm when you draw on the right side, you have to put more than 8 mm, 10 mm you have to put. So because this number comes here.
I'm sorry, sir. 8 mm. Can you tell that again?
Okay, when you are drawing the dimension line this side, number comes to the other side, right? When the number is coming in between the two lines, I have to put more distance, 1 centimeter. When the number is coming outside of the lines, then you can keep 8 mm only. Is that clear or not?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Because number also is coming in between, so I have to put more distance there. Okay, similarly, you can, I will not draw, I will just ask, F40 below HP means?
Front view is
below
below
XV.
X.
F dash, you tell F dash.
F dash is below XY.
Yeah, 40 below XY.
40
F
below
dash,
XY.
40 below XY. And F?
F 25 mm
XY,
below
below
XY.
Below XY. In front of means below, right? In front of means below. And G in both HP and VP.
And G dash both are on XY.
On XY.
Both G and G dash and XY. Okay. So when you put here, just you put a point here and write G comma G dash. G comma G dash. And extra lines you can erase, right? So suppose I draw a big, larger line. I am getting B dash here, B here. The extra line you can erase. Okay. So you have to draw the XY line, draw the perpendicular lines with 25 mm distance between them, and put A dash, B dash, C dash like that, and draw the dimension lines and show the dimensions. Right? Is everything clear about this problem?
Sir, at last you told to make all the A to G in just one horizontal line and
one single reference line.
yes, sir.
Okay, that's what it is given. Draw the projections of the following points on the same ground line, keeping the projectors 25 mm apart. Okay, line joining A dash, B dash, they are called projectors. Projector of A, projector of B, like that. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir.
And we go to problem 2. A point P is 50 mm from both the reference planes. Draw its projections in all possible positions. How many possible positions are there?
4.
4 possible positions. That is, it can be in the first quadrant, or second quadrant, or third quadrant, in the fourth quadrant. Okay. And again, you draw same reference line. Okay. One reference line you can draw like this. And because 4 positions are there, I draw 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. Okay. So assuming it is in the first quadrant, what you have to do is you draw 2 guidelines and write here first quadrant. Okay. And name the point is P. So where will be P dash and where will be P?
Above
P dash
XY,
50
P dash.
mm
Yeah, P dash above
XY
and P below.
below.
Both are 50 I have to show. Okay. So you have to show both 50. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So leave some distance in between. Okay. So maybe It may need more than 25 mm because I am writing first quadrant here, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, like that I have to give. In the second quadrant, when it is, so where will be P and P dash?
Both above.
Below XY.
Above XY.
Both above XY,
P and
P
P dash.
comma P dash, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
if it is in the third quadrant,
P
P
is
dash.
above XY.
P
P dash
is
below.
above,
P above.
P dash below. Again, you show 50 on both sides. Here only 150 you have to show here. And in the fourth quadrant,
Both below.
Both are
P
below.
dash below.
both below, P comma
Both
P.
are below.
P dash.
Yeah, X, Y you have to keep. Okay, this is the way you have to complete the second problem. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. I'll go to third problem. State the quadrant in which the following points are situated. A point P, its top view is 40 above XY. The front view 20 below the top view. You tell me in which quadrant it is.
Second.
Second quadrant.
Yeah, second quadrant, because
Top view is and in front
Both
of
the views are above XY.
both views are above
Above
XY. Okay.
above it.
Yeah, top view is 40 and the 20 is not below XY, it is below top view. So both are above XY only. So it is second quadrant. So what you have to do is you have to draw XY line. You have to show like this. And this is top view P dash. And this is P. You have to show here 20 and this as 40. Right? And you write here P is in the first quadrant. Like that, you have to write the answer. Whatever is asked, you have to show. Whatever is given, you have to show. Is it clear? You have to draw the
Yes.
projection and write
Yes.
the answer in guidelines. You have to print it. And one more point. A point Q, its projections coincide with each other and 40 mm below XY.
Fourth quadrant.
Fourth quadrant.
Fourth quadrant, it is obvious because both Q and Q dash are. So that also you show and write the answer. Okay. Now we will see fourth problem. A point P is 15 above HP and 20 in front of VP. And another point Q is 25 behind VP and 40 mm below HP. Draw the projections of P and Q, keeping the distance between the projectors equal to 90 mm. Okay, there are 2 points that are given. I have to draw 2 projectors, and the distance between projectors also is given. It is 90. Okay, so one XY line I can draw, right? And projector of P can be drawn here. So where will be projector of Q?
90 mm from
90 mm away from it. So here, somewhere here, I will get here. So this distance may be 90. And you tell me about P, 15 above HP.
P dash 15 above XY.
Yeah, P dash 15 above XY, right? This is P dash.
And
And
P
the P-
below XY 20 mm.
In front of, so 20 below XY. So this is P, and you have to show the distances. This is 15, and this is 20. Okay, and about Q,
And Q,
25 behind
Q
it.
above Q
Q
above
25
25 above
above XY,
above
Ah.
XY.
and the Q dash
40 below XY.
40 below
40
XY.
below XY.
What is below XY?
Okay, that is somewhere here, Q dash. So here, so this is 25, this is 40, like that I have to draw. So after drawing this, it is asked to draw the lines joining their top views and their front views. So PQ I have to join, and P dash Q dash I have to join. Okay, this is the way. Okay, sometimes some normal mistakes some people do. So this 25-40, they might have shown this side 25-40 like this. Okay. And if you show this way, then I have to erase it because these dimensions and lines are cut by these lines. Dimension lines should not cut by any lines. So these dimensions should be on this side, not inside. Okay, that is one thing important. And the another point that you have to know is here, joining PQ and P dash Q dash, this becomes actually projection of a straight line PQ. So small PQ is top view of the line capital PQ, and P dash Q dash is front view of the line capital PQ. Okay, so this is projection of line actually, but we have done separately projection of small point P, point P, and projection of Q, and then we have joined the top views and front views. Is it okay? Clear?
Sir, one thing, sir.
Yes.
I forgot to mention about 90 mm gap between.
Yeah, that's right. Very good, very good. So this 90 mm way to show here also, some people show the 90 here. I should not show like that because it is cutting again the lines. So I have to share either upside or downside, only one side. I have to show like this. You have to show 90. Okay, I am not drawing properly. The arrows are to be drawn 3:1, and you have to fill these arrows. All these things you have to do. Okay, I am not doing that, but you have to follow the convention. If you don't follow the convention, some marks will be cut in the in your answers. Okay, so you have to be careful about that. Is this problem
Sir?
okay? Yes.
Sir, one more thing, that
Yes.
you said that these are the projections of lines. So, but they are at two different projectors 90 mm apart.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how can we consider them
No.
projection
Whenever
of
we
just-
want to draw the projection of a line, right? I
Yes,
have
sir.
to
Yes,
find
sir.
the projectors of the endpoints. That is sufficient.
Okay.
Okay. If I draw, if I
but
get
sir,
the projectors of the endpoints, if I draw and combine it, and then that is the total top view of the total line and total front view of the total line.
Okay. But sir, we
So if
are
I take
using
any, if I take any midpoint of PQ, the midpoint of small q and small q, P dash Q dash, also midpoint of the original front view and top view of the midpoint of the original line. Okay, suppose I have PQ and the center point is R. Okay, if I take the center point of this becomes R, small r, and this P dash Q dash, this becomes R dash, and these two will also come onto the same line automatically. And any point dividing these two by 2:3, suppose some S is there. Again, if you take a point like that, so it will come like this. So all points on the line, the front views and top views, come onto the same line only. So this projection of PQ line is the projection of small p and small q joined together in the top view and front view. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So when you go to the next chapter, when you are drawing the projections of the line, right, it will give the positions of the endpoints. Based on the positions of the endpoints, I have to get small p, small q, small p dash, small q dash. Okay, if you join them, that finishes. But there will be more complications that we will come across later. Okay, but this itself tells this is top view and front view of the line PQ. Okay, we will go to the next problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
The projections of various points are given. Take the position of each point with respect to the planes of projection, giving the distances in centimeters. Okay, here it is given like this. Okay, reverse way. Projection is given. I have to tell its positions with respect to HP and VP. Okay, suppose now point A. First you see the front view. Front view is below XY, 2 below XY, or 2 centimeters below XY. So what should I write? I have to write capital A, okay, 2 centimeters. What should I write? Below HP or above HP?
Below HP.
Below HP, comma, and 50 or 5 centimeters
In front of VP.
in front of VP. Like that. Again, this I have to draw in guidelines. Okay, neatly you have to write. I have to print all of them. Okay, and leave some half centimeter gap. And again, you draw the guidelines and you write B. You tell me about B first with respect to HP.
4
On next
centimeters
4
below
centimeters below HP.
VP and on VP.
and on VP, okay, and on VP. And point C,
3 centimeters below HP, 2
3 centimeters below HP, 2 centimeters
centimeters in front of VP.
Behind VP.
behind VP, because top view is above,
Right,
it is
in behind.
behind VP. Okay, next. D,
On HP and 3
On
centimeters
HP.
behind VP.
3 centimeters behind VP. Okay. Next, fourth one. Sorry, last E point.
1.5 centimeter in front of HP.
You tell me with respect to HP. It means E dash I have to see. So 4 centimeters
Above HP.
above
HP.
And
And
in front of
1.5 centimeters
centimeters
behind VP.
behind. Okay, behind VP. So this there should not be confusion, right? There should not be any confusion. Okay, any small confusion, your problem completely will be wrong when you go to the bigger problems. Okay, this should be very clear. So you have to write the description for each of them in guidelines. Okay, I am writing roughly. You have to write neatly. Problem 6. 2 points A and B are in the HP. Okay, means you tell me the.
A dash and B dash are on XY.
Yeah, A dash and B dash are on XY. The point A is 30 mm in front of VP.
A is below XY, 30 below
Small a, 30
below XY.
below XY,
Below XY.
while B is behind VP.
30 above XY.
Only we don't know whether how much it is. Okay,
Okay.
just it is given, it is above XY. Okay, top view of the B is above XY. Okay, so some other data I have to get. It is given that the distance between their projectors is 75 mm. So first I have to draw XY, draw 2 vertical lines, between them 75 should be there, right? So first line should be A dash and second line should be B dash. And first line A I can fix because A dash is on XY and A is 30 below XY, right? And B dash is given on XY. So I have to get small b. Okay, I know that it is above. And the line joining their top views makes an angle of 45 degrees with XY. So that fixes. Okay, now I have to draw XY. Okay, draw one line for A dash and another line B dash. Between them 75 mm. So this is A dash here. And the small a is 30 below. Okay.
30.
So A will be here and B dash is here. And small b, it should be above. But the small a and small b, the line joining their top views is 45 degrees. So I have to draw a line 45 degrees either to the above or below. Which way I have to draw that 45 degrees?
Either way is below.
Yeah, it should come above like
Above.
that. B should come above like this. Okay. So B is here. And so I have to show 45 degrees like this. And,
Either way it's 45, no, sir. Whether I draw it above or below.
which one?
Yeah.
No,
In that
I
sense-
should not draw this way because it is given that B is behind VP.
No, sir. Okay, I see.
Okay. So I know that top view should come above. It should not come below. Okay. So that fixes
Yes.
that. And okay, all distances I have to show. Okay, this you have to show 30. And okay. And find the distance of the point B from the VP. So that is this distance I have to measure. And measure this I have to indicate.
45.
Okay. But I should not calculate. I have to measure it. It may not come exactly. Maybe 1 mm above, 1 mm more, 1 mm less. It doesn't matter, right? And so I have to draw 2 lines here. I have to write B is so much mm. Okay, whatever it is, some 45. It is in front of VP or behind VP? Behind it is given, right, already. So behind VP. Okay, like that I have to write. And one more distance you have to show here. What is that?
Projectors.
75.
75. Okay, so that completes the problem. So this is the way we have to. And here also you have to show whatever is asked, you have to show in the figure, and also you have to write it. Okay, both are to be needed. Data is to be given, data is to be shown, and the result also you have to show in the figure and also write in print. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, in question 5, they
Yeah.
had already given the figure. So do we have to redraw it or just
Not
write the
necessary.
answer?
You need not draw the figure.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Sometimes in the class people ask you to draw, but okay, here you need not draw it. Okay, this figure need
Okay.
not be drawn. You have to just write the description.
Okay.
So problem 7 only, right? This is all,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah. The point P is 20 below HP. Means
P dash 20 below
below.
XY.
Yeah, P dash 20 below XY, and lies in the third quadrant. Means what is given?
Behind the VP.
Top view,
In
top view,
front of
behind it. Top view should be
Behind VP.
below it.
below or above
Above.
XY. I have
Above.
Above
XY.
Above X5.
Above XY. Third quadrant. Top view comes above XY because it is behind VP. It comes above XY.
Above X.
Okay. Its shortest distance from XY is 40 mm. Draw its projection. So here what I do is, it is in the third quadrant, and so it is 20 below HP. Means if I draw a 20 mm line here, so it should be below this. Okay, and so on this line, and shortest distance from XY. So if I assume both HP is the whole line and this is VP. Okay, these are not XY. Okay, this is VP and this is HP, and the point is somewhere on this line. So the shortest distance from this point, because XY is a point intersecting both the planes. So I have to cut with 40 mm here from this origin. Okay, this should be 45. Right? 40, sorry. And this is the physical point. This is physical point P. And so this becomes P dash, and P comes here. Okay. So I have to draw separately. First you have to draw like that, and then you draw XY, draw the projectors, and P dash. The shortest distance from XY is 40. So I have to find out the physical point and find out what is the distance of this from these two. Okay, HP and BP. That is the way I have to find out, and draw separately the actual projectors. Is that okay?
So could you explain how XY is the point there? And
No. Actually, the previously once I have shown. Suppose so it is like this, right? If I see from this side, okay,
okay.
if I see in this way, this complete HP becomes horizontal line, complete VP
Oh,
becomes vertical line, and this XY becomes a single point.
Okay, sir. Understood.
And this
Thank
point is here. Okay, so
Yes.
this is like that. Okay, shall I go to the
Yes.
next problem?
Yes, sir.
A point A is situated in the first quadrant. Its shortest distance from the intersection of the points, point of HP and VP is 60 mm, and its equidistant from the principal planes. Draw the projections of the point and determine its distance from the principal planes. So again, in the same way as we have done previously, if I draw these X first quadrant and second quadrant like lines, okay, And so this is point xy. And it is equidistant. Equidistance from both the planes means it is in 45 degrees line here. And the distance from the point of intersection is this point, origin, and it is 60. So you have to cut with 60 here. So this is the physical point. And then you can get the front view and top view here. Q dash and P. And now you have to draw XY line. And on this, you have to take this P dash here. And P comes below, right? So you have to take this and P. Like that, you have to draw. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Point 30 mm above XY line is the top view of both 2 points P and Q. Okay, so XY line is there. Okay, some point 30 mm above this, which is top view of that is P dash and Q dash are the same point. Okay, so this is 30 mm. The elevation means
Height.
elevation means
Height.
front view. Elevation means front view. Plan means top view. That is civil engineering language I told.
Yes.
Elevation is
Sir,
front view. So the front view of P is 45 above HP. What is it?
Sir,
Oh,
the
okay,
top.
sorry, this is not dash. Okay. Where is it? Okay, this is small p and small q, right? And elevation, that is P dash is 45 above HP. So means P dash is 45 above XY. Sorry, this is P dash. This is 45. And this is 30. Okay. While that of the point Q is 35 below HP. Means Q dash is here 35 below. Okay, like this, these are the projections. Draw the projections of the points and state their position with respect to the principal planes and the quadrant in which they lie. Okay, so now I have to draw lines like this. So P with respect to principal planes means above HP or below HP?
Above HP.
How much? 45
45.
above HP. And with respect to VP,
behind P, behind
30
VP.
behind VP. Okay, 30 behind VP. And Q,
35 below HP
35 below HP.
and 30 behind VP.
Yeah, 30 behind VP. And also he asked the quadrant in which it is. Okay, P is in which quadrant?
Third quadrant.
You see P and P dash. Or it is behind, above
quadrant.
See, here we have written above HP and behind VP, second quadrant. And also we have seen that P and P dash both above. So that is second quadrant. P is in second quadrant.
Q in
And Q?
third.
Third quadrant. Q is in third quadrant. Like that you can draw in the lines. Okay. So that is the way you have
First
to.
quadrant.
No. Top view above, front view below. Right? Third quadrant. Am I right? First
Yes, sir.
quadrant, front view comes above. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Q is in the third quadrant. A point Q is situated in the first quadrant. It is 40 above HP, means Q dash
Above XY.
40 above XY and 30 in front of VP. So small
Okay.
q
Below
dash,
XY.
yeah,
Below
30
XY.
below XY. Small q 30 below XY. Draw its projections and find its shortest distance from the intersection of HPV. Okay, shortest distance from the origin like that. Previously we had done problems, right? The shortest distance is found. How to do that? It is in the first quadrant, right? Okay, this is given q dash is 40 above. Okay, this is q dash. This is 40. And 30 in front of means it is coming 30 here. This is small q. Actually, how did it come? First quadrant means actually it was here, but now after rotating it came here, right? So actual physical point is q here. Am I right? This is the first quadrant. So what is the shortest distance? So this is the distance we have to measure. Okay, and you show the distance like this. Okay, don't show dimension, that line cutting the any line. Extension lines can cut any line, but dimension line should not cut any line. So you measure this distance and write here and also write here. Q is the distance from the intersection. The distance of Q from the intersection of HP and VP is so much like that. Okay.
Sir, from small q to capital Q, you drew a line. So do we have to draw that also, sir? A
That is
curve
the distance. That is the distance I have to measure now.
from small
Q to
q to
no. Q dash to Q.
from below the
Okay,
XY.
this line. Okay. These lines I draw because I have to find out Q, right? Capital Q. Anyhow, construction lines you can draw any number of lines, no problem, right? They should be very light.
Yes,
The lines to be dark are okay. Points of Q dash, capital Q should be dark. Okay, so this shortest distance it is asked, isn't it? That distance, that distance should be dark because that is asked.
yes.
Right, remaining everything light lines only. Okay, these are all the 10 problems in your from your textbook only. You can see the textbook. You can find out all the problems. Any doubts?
Yes, sir. So there is a mention of auxiliary plane there.
It doesn't matter. Okay, you just you can ignore that. Okay, if there is another plane, because two planes intersect at a line, right?
Intersection, yes, sir.
Line of intersection is a line. I cannot find out the distance from that line. While to make it a point, he told another auxiliary plane is there. All the three planes cut at a single point. Okay, so that's why this point that there is another plane also is going to that, and the distance between them it is like this. Okay, just you don't bother about that particular word. Okay. So this is the way we have to do the problems. And this is your second assignment. These are all problems from the exercise, 9th exercise. In the 9th, that is in the 9th chapter, the exercise is given in the textbook only, and the Bhatt textbook. So this is to be submitted when? Thursday, right? Coming Thursday.
Next Monday, sir.
Because another exercise will come later. So because Monday we are going to do another class.
Okay.
Right? We are going to get lines 1.
Yes.
Sir, we have to do these 10 problems, sir.
Yeah, these 10 problems we have to do.
Okay.
Okay, these 10 problems here. It won't take any time, right? Actually, some people already submitted assignment 1.
Yes, sir.
It won't take much time. Your compass box and all you can take and just draw. Okay, do it neatly, and mainly arrows, the darkness and all, you do it nicely, and write the lettering also neatly. Because all people do the same answers, and variation comes because of your neatness and presentation. Okay.
Sir, in first assignment, you gave one ellipse problem, no, sir?
Yeah,
Points can we join with hand? We can't
Yeah,
do
freehand,
with
freehand
compass,
only.
right? Okay.
Because this, see, the problems with 4 arcs, isn't it? Last problem that you can join with compass. But if you have individual points, how can you join with the compass? Either you should do with freehand or you have to use French curves. If I have some odd points like this, right, they are not in a particular radius like this, right? So you have to draw freehand curve only. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
4 points will not be on the same arc of one circle. It is not a circle, right? So either you use French curve if you have, or you draw a freehand line. Like that, you have to draw the ellipse for the oblong method and the concentric circle method. Is it okay? Anything else you want to ask? Okay, these things, whatever we have discussed today, every class I will ask, okay, if it is 40 above HP and the 20 in front of VP, you have to tell me correctly, and there should not be any confusion. Okay. And I feel always I am the best in my department in engineering graphics, and my students must be best. And all people will be worried about engineering graphics in general. And my students should say it is the easiest subject of all. Right? The
Yes,
most
sir, it
easiest
is
subject is
certainly.
engineering graphics. My students should say to the other sections that it is the most easiest subject. And
Yes.
they will be worrying, right? So we have to
Yes.
tell like that. So that is the way I want you to be. Be confident and very, very simple actually. People say this is the and when you all people are scared if you ask your seniors and all projections of lines inclined to both the planes. But I will make it as simple as possible. You will feel that why people said it is difficult, right? It will be so simple. But be cautious, attentive in every point I told, and any difficulty or doubt, you immediately get it clarified. Okay, you need not read textbook actually. But you solve all the problems, you see the solutions. Okay, in points, so nothing else will be there. But in other exercises, whatever problems we have done, and also go through the problems that are given in the textbook, you solve it by yourself and check the answer whether it is right or not. And we are going to do many problems in the exercises. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So shall we have the story before closing?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So it is again a real story. The courage to choose right over easy. So that story. Yes, when saving even one life matters a lot. Imagine having saved hundreds of lives just because you had the courage to do the right instead of the easy. This is the story of a ship in the middle of shipwreck and a lifeboat that reached in time. There were 3 ships around this sinking ship. There is one ship, a very large ship, sinking, and at the time there are 3 ships around. And when the sinking ship gave the distress signal, they have sent the distress signal, and the first one, Samson, the ship name, was approximately 7 miles away from the sinking ship. Only 7 miles. And they could see the sinking ship, but they turned their backs. Why? Because the crew aboard the ship have been involved in illegal hunting of seals. They turned their backs to a shipwreck because they didn't want to get caught. So knowing that people are getting drowned and going to die, so they could not take the risk and they don't have the courage to save the people. That's what happens many times. If there is a accident by the side of the road and somebody is in trouble, many people just see and pass away. Nobody thinks that if I am in the position or some of my relative or some of my loved ones is lying in that position, if everybody is going away, how much wild you will be, how much worry you will have. Nobody thinks about that. Why should I be in trouble? There will be police trouble or hospital trouble or something like that. Many people, 90% of the people go away without bothering. Okay. So that's what these people have done. Why should I take risk like that? Sometimes courage is not about insane bravery. It's just simply about having guts to let go of what's important to you because someone else is in dire need. Obviously, the crew of Samson did not possess this royal quality. There was another ship approximately 14 miles away from our sinking ship, the Californian. They saw the distress signal as it was within eyeshot, but they were surrounded by ice and it was night time. And it wasn't probably comfortable for them to move. They decided to wait till the morning for the conditions to improve. You know that 20 seconds of insane courage, we often talk about it, but when it is about someone else, those 20s become even more important. So these people also didn't have the courage to go because, again, there is risk in moving. And the third ship was approximately 58 miles away and was already moving in the other direction. But when they heard the cries over radio, they decided to be the lifeboat. The captain of this ship just prayed to God for direction and turned his boat. They waded ice fields in the dark but kept going. It is actually briefed very much. Actually, the real story is very interesting. And this lifeboat was Carpathia. And the shipwreck he sailed to was none other than the Titanic. Actually, that sinking ship is Titanic. They saved a whopping 705 lives that night. Those 705 lives were saved because one man chose the right over the easy. That one man had the courage to look beyond his comfort, and the man deserves to be acknowledged. He is Captain Arthur Rastron, the man who simply said, when he had the distress signal, he told the captain, Mr. Dean, turn the ship around. Immediately he took the decision because there are some people in danger. Immediately we have to be in a position to save them. Okay, so that is the courage one should have. Sometimes that's how supreme courage is. Again, I have done no justice to the original story. You can just go through net, you can see the story. Thank you very much. Anything else if you want to ask, you can stay back and talk to me.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, are you going to share the recording, like to make some notes from your explanation?
Sure. I will share the record. Maybe I will get it in half an hour or 1 hour. I will share it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, where we have to submit the assignments? Means I have done that, and where now I will.
First assignment you can submit in the classroom.
Okay, in the classroom.
Yeah. You got the assignment now. There itself you can submit. You will get the link, right? You can submit there.
Okay.
So that I will not get all mails into the mailbox. All will be in the classroom. I can go through them.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, first assignment I can submit by Monday, right?
Yeah. By Monday you can submit. Till Monday night you have time. You can submit. And projection of points you have to submit on Thursday. By Thursday.
Can we share it before time?
Yeah, sure. You can finish it fast and you can get the impression marks if you want.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.